following video covers the installation of the PLP compression splice for ACFR or ACSS conductors. Measure and mark 8 inches or 203 millimeters from the end of one of the conductors to be spliced. Apply tape just past the mark to secure the outer strands during the cutting procedure in the next step. Using a conductor cutting tool, remove the outer strands of aluminum up to the 8-inch, 203 millimeter mark. The innermost layer of aluminum strand should not be removed, but it is acceptable if these are scored by the cutting tool. With an aluminum inner sleeve held 3/8 of an inch or 9.5 millimeters from the end of the outer aluminum strands, mark the length to the end on the conductor. Using a wire brush, clean the conductor up to the mark made in the previous step. Apply the supplied grease evenly to this entire area. With the tapered end facing the conductor, slide the inner sleeve up to the mark on the outer strands. Then clean the sleeve and apply grease evenly to this area. Slide the aluminum outer tube onto the inner sleeve and out of the way of the area of the conductor where the strands were removed. Measure and mark 7 inches or 178 millimeters from the end of the conductor and from each end of the steel core splice. Slide one end of the core splice onto the conductor up to this mark. Following the chart found in the application procedure, install the appropriate compression die for the steel eye into a 60-ton or 100-ton press. Lubricate the dies and the area of the steel eye to be compressed. Align the end of the steel eye with the chamfer in the compression die and ensure that the eye is straight in the die and level. Begin compressions at the end of the steel core splice and continue up to the stop mark made at 7 inches or 178 millimeters. Recommended overlap between compressions is 50% in order to avoid curvature of the tube. Complete the previous marking, trimming, and preparation steps on the other conductor to be spliced, and then slide the end into the core splice up to the stop mark. As with the other conductor, begin compressions at the end of the steel core splice and continue up to the stop mark. Slide the outer tube over the inner sleeves and realign the inner sleeves with the marks made on the conductor if necessary. Following the chart found in the application procedure, install the appropriate compression dies for the outer aluminum tube. Lubricate the dies and the area to be compressed. Ensuring that the outer tube is straight in the die and level, make one compression between the two knurl marks in the middle of the tube. Continue making compressions starting from one of the press second knurl marks and working to the end of the outer tube. Recommended overlap between compressions is 50% in order to avoid curvature of the tube. Repeat this compression procedure for the other side of the outer tube. The installation of the PLP compression splice for ACFR and ACCS conductors is complete. This video is for demonstration purposes only. Be sure to read and fully understand the application procedures supplied with the product before installing it.